Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone watching from all face of the earth. I am Kokwe, your food scientist, your famous food scientist, and welcome to Let's Talk Food Show, the episode 1. I have here with me
Ryan, and here we're going to talk about food content for all the food enthusiasts, all those who are interested in food, all the foodies, people who want to actually know what's going on in their plates of food. And I'm very, very happy to be here so we can talk.
personally, I love food. No, I love food a lot.
I do too.
Well, that's interesting. That makes two of us.
Mhm.
Most often people eat food because of satiation, of course, but there's something unique about
Well, I don't
food.
eat food for satiation. I eat food for pleasure because it's good. It's not always because it has to be, like there's this peculiar thing about the French cuisine. Have you been to a French restaurant before?
Yes, I've been to a
Have you
French
noticed
restaurant.
that the contrast between how French restaurants are like organized and like our African restaurants? Here, they give more importance to flavor rather
Yeah.
than quantity.
Exactly.
Whereas in Cameroon, Ghana, they prefer to give you a large plate of food that when you eat, you'll not be able to walk again. Yeah, but I think I'm more French.
Did you really have to mention?
I'm more French on that side. I like to like really enjoy the food rather than just being satiated.
Okay. So, food is actually defined as anything, any substance that is consumed to purposefully give us nutritional benefits or gives us nutrients.
Sustain life.
Typically for carbohydrates, for fat, for the vitamins and the fiber and all those kind of things to sustain life and then produce the body with the essential nutrients that it needs to grow and replenish all the different
Exactly.
tissues, right? So, Ryan, should I call you Mr. Ryan or how do you want to be
No,
addressed?
call me Ryan. It's fine.
Just Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So
We're friendly over here.
so on a personal ground, how would you define food in your own words? How would you define food?
I would also have a definition for food, but I have a way I see food.
Okay, how do you
And
see
it's,
food?
it's very much related to what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Food for me, it's something that I need to like consume while enjoying. I'm not a very curious person when it comes to food. Like I don't literally go out of my way to like taste or like try to get to know new things. I'd rather prefer someone recommend me something and I'm like tells me it's good because I'm always looking for the enjoyable part of the food, not just you get. So for me, food is really something that I would love to be, how do I say, like really get to enjoy it while eating. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now that's like me speaking from the general point of view.
Okay.
But as a food engineer, obviously, we are going to look at all the benefits different foods can bring to you when you consume them. As we generally know, like healthy food is not always the most flavorful.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I would eat food depending on my like what I'm trying to gain at the moment. Am I just trying to enjoy the food? Am I eating it for like a very specific reason? Like I remember like few months ago when I was still very active in sports and all that stuff.
You were active in sports.
I was. At a certain point
Interesting. Okay.
I was trying to consume a whole lot of fiber foods, rich foods that are rich in protein, foods that are actually good for my gut health as well. You see, like it really depends on my aim. And obviously there are like cheat days where you just eat like carelessly, and I think there are not a lot. I think we all have more of cheat days than actually normal days.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I would say for food. I don't have an actual definition apart from actually we eat to survive, right? Food is meant to sustain life. But yeah, globally that's what I was.
Well,
But if I'm to ask you the question, how do you see food? Because it's easy to be asking questions, but like if you had to answer them, how do you see food?
Well, I see food as something to eat to get satisfied.
Just satisfaction.
Just
That's what matters to
satisfaction.
you.
That's what matters to me.
You don't attribute importance to the flavor to.
Honestly, the flavor, I don't really. If I'm hungry for food to satisfy my stomach, and then probably if I'm having to look at the fact that okay, I want to grow muscles, I want to grow tall, I want to gain weight, and all, then that's where I consider the things I want to eat.
Have you been in that context before?
I think yes, I have been in that context before. About a couple of years ago, when I wanted to build muscles, I started doing some workouts and.
Did you work?
Yeah, it did at a point, and then my growth is like how an airplane. Yeah, it fluctuates. Like at a point you see me, there's at the point
like all buff and all.
Yeah.
At some point you're all Okay.
No.
Not all, but then I get not both.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think for me that is what food is for me.
Then we definitely don't have the same.
No,
point of
definitely
view.
not. Then that's a good
It's
thing.
okay. It's
Yes.
okay. It's normal.
So I get to hear from your end, and then what I also have on my end too. I
Makes
think
sense.
recently I got the opportunity visiting on a conference, and then one of the presentations they mentioned of how people see food,
Okay.
how they see food, and then how what it actually means to them.
Right.
So this is one of the places where I got the idea from that okay, I can build up on this and then make a channel or a talk show out
Yeah.
of this, getting different people's idea on food.
Now my
Yeah.
question is like you're talking about a conference on how people see food, but in reality, like factually speaking, is it possible to really know how people see food, given that
Yeah,
everyone
exactly.
has their own opinion? Like, was it a survey? Was it a study? I don't know. Like, how did they
No,
get to-
they had a survey, they did a survey and then they were interviewing people from
Okay.
place to place. And then one thing that struck me was, others actually, when they have a certain food, a certain meal to eat, they remember, okay, either their childhood memory.
Oh, yeah.
You see like the
Makes sense.
Ratatouille movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
when
sense.
the guy took the meal, he remembered just like
Yeah,
his
makes
childhood,
sense.
what the mom. So like certain foods mean something to certain people.
Mm.
Like when they consume, some memory of someone comes to mind.
It's true.
And then most of the chefs and stuff, sometimes they make their meals based on either the people they have learned from or the experience
Yeah,
they've
different
had.
experiences. Yeah.
So like anytime you mention a meal, this meal, okay, this is the story behind it.
Yeah.
This is the story
Makes
behind
sense.
it. This is
Yeah.
the story behind it.
Interesting.
So honestly, for other people, eating together, okay, it's like a family kind of a thing for
Yeah.
them. When you eat a specific food, okay, it reminds them of their family reunion and all. So outside this being a part of satiation, getting the growth and all those kind of things,
There's something
specific-
very
there's-
emotional
exactly
attached to the whole concept.
something emotional. So
Yeah.
is there a context like that for you? Is there like maybe a food like you've eaten before or you it's in your like your list that anytime you have it, you remember certain things that had happened in your life for the past?
Yeah. There are obviously meals that whenever I come across or when I encounter, I'm like, no, this is a must eat for me. Like, I'll not even think at that point. I'll not be thinking to enjoy it. It's more of a habit.
Right.
Like it's simply I can compare it to like cultural differences. Yeah, there are foods that when I encounter, obviously for me it's like a must eat because like these are things I grew up eating. So obviously there's this emotional attachment to the food. Like everybody has this side of themselves which is kind of biased,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to like okay, my mom's food like
Exactly.
everybody's moms can cook good food.
Yes.
You see-
My mom is the best cook in the world.
Exactly, and
That's-
I'll not argue that.
In my life.
Exactly,
Yes.
and that's your point of view,
Of course.
and you're not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, but if I say my mom too is the best cook, I'm actually right as well.
Exactly.
So yeah, just to say that there are some foods that are actually I grew up eating. So obviously there's this emotional attachment to the food that obviously if I come across it, I'm like, no, this is a must eat for me. Obviously, it's not going to be like exactly the same as like what you ate growing up, but then especially
What's meal? Can you give us a name? Yeah.
These are meals that are very specific to Cameroon. So for my Cameroonian people who will be watching, obviously you know what's Eru. It's a very, very traditional meal. Obviously, it's not from my region because I'm from this French-speaking part of Cameroon. I speak English, but I'm originally from the French region of Cameroon. And Eru is an English meal. It's like really specific to people from the northwest and the southwest region of Cameroon.
Okay.
But it's actually an enjoyable meal that's actually today eaten all over like the whole country.
But surprisingly, we are like doing 2 or 3 things at the same place. We are learning about countries and then the different regions in Cameroon.
Cultural diversity.
Cultural diversity. And you see, so food is not just something you just eat for growth. Like it has so many things that you can, if you consider the fact that it comes from the farm straight to the fork, if you're going to consider the entire chain that it goes through, come on. We have so many things to talk about food.
Exactly.
Sorry to cut you, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that was not actually. I don't know, yeah.
So only Eru, say Eru?
Yeah, it's Eru.
Eru.
ERW, it's actually Eru.
Okay.
So for a specific meal that would be like from my actual region, and that's actually funny because I don't like it. It's funny. I grew up with the food in the house, but I never ate it. I didn't like it. So I'll not give the name so I don't spoil for people who are Cameroonian and who actually love the food.
Okay.
So, and I know many Cameroonians do love it, so I'm not going to give the name, but I don't fancy it.
Okay, you don't fancy it. That's interesting.
But I think there's some Ghanaian meals that I've eaten like thanks
Yeah.
to you that
Okay.
you've cooked for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the pronunciation is going to be right, but it's something like akpleng, something like that, or akpleng, something like I've eaten.
Apple, yes.
I've eaten shito as well.
Okay.
With rice.
Yeah.
Jollof, Ghana jollof.
Yes.
Made by a very good friend of ours.
Yeah.
Gertrude.
Gertrude.
Amazing. What Ghanaian dish have I eaten again? I've eaten wache from Wacheville.
Yeah.
I've eaten wache with fried plantains on the side. Very excellent meal as well. Yeah, I think
Yeah. So those of you who are in France, is Wacheville, where he enjoyed his first time wache ever.
Yeah.
You loved it, right?
Amazing.
So Wacheville, you can check her out on Instagram. Her handle will be there.
Yeah.
So you love most of the Ghanaian meals?
Honestly, all the Ghanaian dishes I've eaten so far, honestly, all of them were fine. Like,
just that
really
you don't
good.
like the pepper.
Yeah, like, well, it's not that I don't like pepper. Honestly, I do like the taste of pepper. The thing is, it doesn't go with my gut health.
Okay.
I'm highly intolerant to very spicy food, so it's more of
you run to the washroom.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get there, but then yes, exactly. Pepper has this effect on me that I don't like, but then I enjoy eating it. But for health reasons, I don't eat spicy food.
Okay. Well, so I'm really enjoying this. I don't know if you are. And so far, we have spoken of the different things or on our personal life. I think this is more of personal kind of a thing. Yeah. But like, if you have to say something about food, right? You're a food scientist. Sorry, we didn't get time to introduce. Sorry. Food engineer.
Exactly.
Yeah, food engineer Ryan. So, assuming someone comes to you, what is food like?
Well, food is a lot of things. I'm a food engineer, as I expressed earlier, but I'm a food engineer in a very specific field of food engineering. I'm mainly attached to the quality department. I've had experiences in an industrial setting mostly. So actually where the food transformation actually goes on, mostly for processed foods. I know many people are not fan of processed foods, but hey, we need it.
Yeah.
We have to live. So yes, as I was saying, I've been I've had experiences mostly in the industrial setting. And mind you, there are a lot of things that if you see how they are manufactured, I promise you probably not eat them. So there are many foods that if you see how they are made globally, you're not actually going to imagine that the final product, when you see the raw materials and you see the final product, the contrast between both of them, you'll be very much surprised. And I know that today because I've actually been in an industry setting and I've seen like how things are actually transformed. I've seen the processes they go through. I've seen the different transformations they undergo. And you're like, for me, in the first impression, I was like, wow, food engineers are intelligent, because to sit down and actually imagine that, oh no, if I take this raw material and I maybe subject it to this heat for a certain number of time, and then I grind it and then I mash it up and then I put it into this form, it's actually going to give this product that you are enjoying today. And you don't actually don't even know.
But if I say this, most of the food engineers will not agree with me. Why? Because these machines and things that they are using in the food industry are, let's say, the grand scale of the miniature or the small things that we've been doing in the house. They are just mimicking.
For example,
they are just mimicking whatever is happening in the house.
Give me a concrete
like
example.
The heat, for instance.
Yeah.
Caramelization, making toffees and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
You can do that in the house.
Yeah.
Right.
That's actually true.
It's just producing a large scale, and they had to do engineer all those kind of big
but
machineries for the population, of course.
Yeah, I obviously would not agree with you, as you said, because small scale and large scale is not the same thing. That's a fact. You can boil in a pot at home. You obtain water vapor. But boiling in an industrial setting is not the same.
You get a steam.
Yes, but that's what I'm trying to say, because it's not like, for me, it's like you're saying boiling, for example, in a pot in the house. You have to do an industrial, so you just need to get a big pot. I get what I'm saying.
Okay, that's not the literal meaning I'm trying to get. So I'm thinking of the science aspect. It's just the same science. Application of the same science.
Yes. Basically speaking, it's the same science.
Definitely.
But now, it's not just the science in the industrial setting.
Okay.
There are a lot of parameters that come in play.
All right.
There are a lot of aspects you need to take into account in order to get the desired final product you're going to get. There are a lot of things you can do at home that are done in industrial settings that if certain parameters are not respected or like controlled in the industrial setting, you will have the same parameters like heat control, parameters like mixing, parameters like evaporation when you're doing, for example, trying to get this milky
Foam.
stuff, all those kind of things. And obviously, if you don't respect certain things, as I was saying earlier, miniature and big scale. In the end, the science is the same.
Yep.
But when you go big scale, there are a lot of things you need to take into account because you need to get exactly what the client wants. I need to be able to get it on a constant level.
Consistency.
Exactly. You don't need to produce something today has a taste and then tomorrow has a slightly different taste. Like those kind of things you need to take into account.
Precision and accuracy. I think those are some of the things that when I was doing my bachelor's, they really stressed on like almost every level, precision, consistency, whatever you do in the lab. Okay, if you are doing something in the lab, someone should be able to repeat the same procedure and get what you are doing. So repeatability,
and your process needs to be reproducible. Yeah, there's a difference between those things, right?
Yes. Let's not do that.
No, let's not do that because I'll get missing. I've forgotten about it. But if I sit down, I'll remember it.
Yes, of course, yeah. Okay, then that's interesting. All right, so your final words to our audience.
Oh my gosh. Stay curious. For those of you who are even not necessarily in the Western world, not in Europe or even in Africa, you can obviously, just as a person ingesting food, either locally made, industrially made, just like take time to get the science or the understanding of what you're actually putting into your system. Obviously, you can have pleasure days where you want to eat anything, but I believe like food, as we said, is meant to sustain life, but that same food can take your life.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I think in our next episode we'll talk about that.
That same food can take your life if you're not careful, because everything has like a certain proportion which needs to be taken within a certain time, in a certain quantity. There are very many things that if you exchange, for example, with the dietitian, these people, nutritionists, they're going to tell you a lot more about that food is not just about eating.
Exactly.
There are a lot of parameters to take. So just be curious. Search on the different components that you put in your daily meals when you're cooking at home. When you have industrially made food, just take time to like read the ingredients that are part of the food. You might even save your own life because you might be allergic to certain things.
Exactly. Yeah.
So stay.
And the good news is that the allergens and all those kind of things are written on the food label, because it's part of the requirements before a product goes out for all the regulations. So try as much as possible. We say this, but honestly, most people just go to the shelves, pick what they want. They don't read whatever is on the labels.
At least I think it's also like the difference between how do I say, like, it's more, I don't think it's cultural, but it's really a big difference. It's intercontinental.
Okay.
You see, like here in Europe, most people are really curious about what's in the food, and they have a whole grading system, the Nutri-Score.
Exactly
what I'm talking about, and like it's made easy so that even a kid can understand.
Yeah.
There's a grading score where you have like A to E or C or D or F, and when you see A, you know, like, nah, this food is actually very healthy. Yeah. And like it really goes a long way to show how people are interested in knowing what they are consuming. Right. I think everybody should have that kind of mindset of knowing exactly what I'm putting into my body, because your body is your temple.
Exactly.
To take care of it, and food is the only thing that can fall. Not the only thing, but one of the things that can help you booster your health in a general way.
Exactly. Okay, so thanks for watching, and to end this, I would say let thy food be thy medicine and thy medicine thy food. Stay tuned, watch out next for our next episode on Let's Talk Food Show. See you.
See you guys.